The Papal Basilica of St. Peter in the Vatican, or simply St. Peter's Basilica, is a church of the Italian High Renaissance located in Vatican City, an independent microstate enclaved within the city of Rome, Italy. It was initially planned in the 15th century by Pope Nicholas V and then Pope Julius II to replace the aging old St. Peter's Basilica, which was built in the 4th century by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. It is said that the construction of the present basilica began on the 18th of April, 1506 and was completed on the 18th of November, 1626. The basilica is designed principally by Donato Bramante, Michelangelo, and Carlo Maddano, with piazza and fittings by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, and it is the largest church in the world by interior measure. St. Peter's is regarded as one of the holiest Catholic shrines. It has been described as holding a unique position in the Christian world, and as the greatest of all churches of Christendom. Catholic tradition holds that the basilica is the burial site of St. Peter, chief among Jesus' apostles and also the first bishop of Rome, that is the first pope. St. Peter's tomb is directly below the high altar of the basilica, also known as the altar of the confession. For this reason, many popes, cardinals and bishops have been interred at St. Peter's since the early Christian period. The basilica is approached via St. Peter's Square, a forecourt in two sections, both surrounded by tall colonnades. The first space is oval and the second trapezoidal. The facade of the basilica, with a giant order of columns, stretches across the end of the square and is approached by steps on which stand two 5.55 meter, 18.2 feet, statues of the first century apostles to Rome, Saints Peter and Paul. Moreover, is cruciform in shape, with an elongated nave in the Latin cross form, but the early designs were for a centrally planned structure, and this is still in evidence in the architecture. The central space is dominated both externally and internally by one of the largest domes in the world. Its central dome of the basilica dominates the skyline of Rome. The entrance is through a narthex, or entrance hall, which stretches across the building. One of the decorated bronze doors leading from the narthex is the Holy Door, only opened during jubilees. At the heart of the basilica, beneath the high altar, is the Chapel of the Confession, in reference to the confession of faith by St. Peter, which led to his martyrdom. Two curving marble staircases lead to this underground chapel at the level of the Constantinian church and immediately above the purported burial place of St. Peter. The entire interior of St. Peter's is lavishly decorated with marble, reliefs, architectural sculpture and gilding. The basilica contains a large number of tombs of popes and other notable people, many of which are considered outstanding artworks. There are also a number of sculptures in niches and chapels, including Michelangelo's Pietro. The central feature is a baldachin, or canopy over the papal altar, designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini. The apse culminates in a sculptural ensemble, also by Bernini, and containing the symbolic chair of St. Peter. St. Peter's is famous as a place of pilgrimage and for its liturgical functions. The Pope presides at a number of liturgies throughout the year, both within the basilica or the adjoining St. Peter's Square. These liturgies draw audiences numbering from 15,000 to over 80,000 people. St. Peter's has many historical associations, with the early Christian Church, the papacy, the Protestant Reformation and Catholic Counter-Reformation, and numerous artists, especially Michelangelo. As a work of architecture, it is regarded as the greatest building of its age. St. Peter's is one of the 4 churches in the world that hold the rank of major papal basilica. The other 3 are Basilicas of St. John Lateran, Basilica of St. Mary Major, and Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls. All of the 4 basilicas are in Rome. The rank of major basilica confers on St. Peter's Basilica precedence before all minor basilicas worldwide. However, unlike all the other papal major basilicas, it is wholly within the territory, and thus the sovereign jurisdiction, of the Vatican City State, and not that of Italy.